Hello guys, and welcome to another Materiactor video. And this time, we are heading to Runick land. So, at this point, I've already done a couple of Materiactor videos. In the video on the left, I've done a full breakdown and analyzed every single card from the archetype. And in the video on the right is a Primate Materiactor list, which is the most simple and common way you can play with Materiactor because of their inherent synergy. So if you are new to Materiactor and want to learn more about the archetype, be sure to check out these videos. Materiactor is definitely one of those archetypes that if you like it, you will love it. And I, for one, am definitely obsessed with these infectious and endearing creatures. Love you too, buddy. From now on, I'm definitely gonna try to expand and experiment with a lot more different Materiactor builds, including this one. It might not look like it, but this archetype has a lot of potential and can be played in a wide variety of different decks. So I want to quickly talk about that before we discuss this deck list. The key card to keep in mind here is the Materiactor Meltdown. This is the bridge between the Materiactor part of your deck with whatever else you are playing, whether it is a hand trap or a different engine entirely, albeit a little RNG dependent. But still, you can definitely see the power there. Even better, you can easily have access to this card through your Exegard, which Exegard itself is also easy to make since it is just a generic rank 3 XZ. Because of this, Materiactor is quite splashable in other decks, especially since there's no restriction in the core package of Materiactor. Bonus point is that it had a pretty cheap cost too. You really only need 2 UR craft of 1 Exegard and 1 Meltdown because of how consistent they are. Okay, let's go back to our deck list here. The reason we are running Runick with Materiactor is because Runick has a level 3 fusion monster they can easily summon that can fill in any awkward gap in your Materiactor plays. Sadly, Moonin isn't UR for some freaking reason, and you're definitely gonna need a couple of them to play this deck, so the deck does get tapped quite a bit. But hey, if you do have the card lying around, this is definitely the deck that it can shine in. But other than that, the two archetypes pretty much play themselves separately. On the Materiactor side, we still have the full package, but trimmed down a tiny bit to make the deck closer to 40 cards. Terror Top and Techaton mode are no-brainer inclusion in any rank 3 deck, so there's not much to say about them. Zapwing and Raptor are your main starter / extender in the deck, but Zapwing is a better card than Raptor in general, and you don't mind drawing multiple of them. So 3 Zapwing and 2 Raptor is a nice ratio between them, I think. For the one-up in the deck, we have Materiactor Gigadra and Prima Materiactor. Gigadra is a good starter, and it's good to summon out of your Exegard, but you do need a normal monster in your deck to use its effect, so 1 copy of the card is pretty much the extent of its usefulness. 1 Prima Materiactor is good enough. You can play more, but you really don't want to see it in your hand. For the spell and trap, just 1 Meltdown and 1 critical because they can always be searched for. Oh yeah, and 1 Sengen Kaiman to search for your Zapwing for more consistency. Over to some other package for the deck. We have the very trimmed down Goblin Backer engine with only 3 cards and 1 copy of the Full Armor XZ. They do dilute your draw quite a bit because you definitely don't want to see any of them in your opening hand, but they do add up to 3 disruption to your end mode between all of them, so I do think they are kinda worth it. The Runick portion of the deck is also quite compact. I'm not running any more than 2 copies of any Runick names, and more focused on running a lot of different names instead. You definitely don't want to draw multiple copies of the same Runick card and not being able to make your play because of that. Add in some stable, and that is pretty much your deck list. Overall thought on the deck, because of the Runick cards, this deck definitely leans more into a control playstyle. You won't be able to win in the first few turns with the deck if you have used a Runick card in the previous turn, so you definitely need to play for value off of your Exegard and more importantly your Fountain. The most tricky thing about this deck is definitely keeping track of your battle phase and when to hold back on using your Runick cards so that you can go for lethal on the next turn. This is mainly due to the fact that the Runick win card is very inconsistent and very easily outed by a Little Knight, so you do need to pivot off of your Runick at some point. The good thing about Runick though is that they do provide a protection for your monster that they do lack in the form of the Hugin, and they can also be good at breaking both for when going second. A small caveat about playing this deck though, Runick is really bad against Malice. So if you do want to try the deck, you probably should wait until after the ban list went live, and you're definitely gonna see a lot less Malice on the ladder. But overall in a vacuum, this is a pretty solid combination in my opinion. It do have a bit of a learning curve, but when you get the hang of it, it is a pretty fun deck to play. What can I say? Runick is pretty enjoyable. #FreeFountain. Anyway, I do have some replay for you guys. I didn't get to record that much gameplay for this video, but I hope you guys do enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.